It's 3 questions, and there are no wrong answers, unless, of course, your answer is different from my opponent. People, I have yet to defeat the great Darren Urban in this exercise we like to call Debate This. Darren, I believe I'm, 0-3, 0-4 against you here? This is just unacceptable.
It feels like 0-3, but if you want to say 0-4, we can tell your friends and neighbors that.
Yeah, I get it. You lose track because that's all you do is just win. But that's going to change here today. Our moderator, the judge, if you will, Jacob, is going to make sure of that. All right, first question, Jacob.
All right, let's jump into the first topic. Darren, you get to kick this one off. Without Malcolm Butler, who is now under the most pressure to elevate the cornerback position?
I don't think there's any question about this, Mr. Moderator, or Craig. This is going to be cornerback Marco Wilson, the rookie out of Florida. I mean, the bottom line is you need a cornerback to step up to help the cornerbacks that are hurting right now. And he is the next guy up after Byron Murphy and Robert Alford. If Butler is not going to be around, you need Marco Wilson to play at a high level. And I understand there's other pieces to the defense that can help out. But ultimately, if Marco Wilson isn't the player that they think they have after watching him in training camp in these preseason games, in which he's looked very good, they could be in a world of hurt even if the rest of the defense plays really well. The depth is thinner now without Malcolm Butler, obviously, and it was already a question before this. So Marco Wilson, the cornerback, is absolutely the guy that needs to raise the level of the cornerback room.
You know what would really help Marco Wilson and that entire cornerback room, Darren? How about a pass rush? The man that is under the most pressure now is defensive coordinator Vance Joseph. If he can dial up that pressure and get to the quarterback, then you're not asking a young, inexperienced cornerback in Marco Wilson to cover those pass catchers, if you will. So it's obvious. No, it's Vance Joseph.
Yeah, like Vance Joseph wouldn't be dialing up a pass rush even if Malcolm Butler was around. That's the issue that I have. It's like you're making it sound, Craig, like he wasn't going to do it anyways.
Yes, but now he has to do it even better than he was before because of the inexperience in the back end. You got a healthy Chandler Jones, you got J.J. Watt. I think a pass rush is the correct answer here.
You should have just said he's got to turn it up to 11 and just be done with it.
Now let's get into our second topic. Craig, you get to start this one off. No starting right guard has been named yet. If you were making that decision, which player would you choose?
Well, I think we're all glad that I am not the one making that decision, but I don't think you can go wrong. But of the 3, we're talking about Josh Jones, Justin Murray, and Brian Winters. Darren, would go with Justin Murray. He has something that is far and away better and a little bit easier for me to put him in there at that starting spot because he's got regular season game experience within this offense at that position. He started the last 4 games at right guard last year. For me, that's where I'm going if I'm the head coach.
I got to admit, Craig, that's a pretty nice answer, even if it was the low-hanging fruit. The only issue that I have about Justin Murray starting is because he's probably your most versatile lineman, and he can probably fill in at all those places. But I don't want to go right up the same level, right down the same path as you do. So I'm going to go with Josh Jones. And because he's had all the reps in training camp, the issue with Justin Murray and Brian Winters is they've been injured almost all through camp. I know Brian Winters, whatever was ailing him, it was bothering him last year. I believe it's a knee. He did lose out on his job at the end with Buffalo. I think Justin Murray serves a really nice purpose in terms of backing up a lot of those spots. So I like the idea of your 3rd round pick from 2020, Josh Jones stepping in after all the reps that he's had in training camp and seeing if you can get younger on that line and beefier in the middle of that at the guard position and seeing if you can roll from there.
I'll give you Jones has the reps advantage. But Darren, as we talk here, we still have almost 2 full weeks before the start of the regular season. Plenty of time for Justin Murray to get reps at that right guard's position.
Now let's get into our last topic. Darren, you get to take this one home. Looking back at the 2021 draft class, which player not named Zaven Collins will have the biggest impact this season?
Well, now I feel like I'm going in a circle, but of course it's cornerback Marco Wilson. If we're talking about a defense that is completely hinging on the fact that he plays well at this point, which I think as we sit here now, we are, I think he needs to have the biggest impact. And obviously, if he's able to do what we talked about earlier, which is handle the pressure of playing a lot and being in that cornerback mix, then I think he can have the greatest impact after Zaven Collins. I like what else they have rookie-wise, especially wide receiver Rondale Moore, but I just feel like they have so many pieces on offense. There's going to be a much bigger spotlight on Marco Wilson to need to do stuff for this team.
I didn't realize, Darren, you were a Florida Gator fan. I understand the Arizona State Sun Devil connection, but I didn't realize you were a Gator. Now, the correct answer is Rondale Moore because he can impact this team on offense and he can impact this team on special teams. I think that's where he's going to have his biggest impact, Rondale Moore, on special teams, whether that's kickoff return or punt return, an area that this team has lacked over the last couple of years. So for me, outside of Zaven Collins, it's Rondale Moore.
I hope you're paying attention, Judge, because obviously to have to go to the special teams card over a guy that's probably going to start or play a ton of snaps on defense, I don't even know how that would hold up there.
Hey, no kissing up to the judge, the moderator here. And remember, it's quality, not quantity. Just remember that.
I will when Marco Wilson has a pick six.
That ends this debate, and now it's time for me to pick a winner. Craig, you did a great job setting up the conflict, and you are definitely the protagonist in your story. But maybe this time the anti-hero wins, and maybe this is just a matchup problem for you. Darren takes this one home. Choosing Marco Wilson twice made the difference.
I know that's hard for you to hear, Craig, but we can still be friends.
You are the antagonist. Yes, that is Darren Urban.
The anti-hero. I enjoy being called the anti-hero.
Yeah, well, that might stick. Hey, Bird Gang, let's see if we can get that to stick. Not at Cards Chatter, it's at anti-hero Darren Urban. All right, let us know who really won this debate. Get your comments in as we discuss the 3 topics here on this edition of Debate This.